So class, in today's video, we are going to be going over the final tournament in GGO. Now, if you guys been around the channel for a little bit, you guys would know that previously we went over the last two tournaments in Sword Arts. Like, we have damn near seen everything. We seen the ups with LLENN literally just going crazy in every single tournament, just dropping absolute numbers, slaughtering the entire lobby. And then in the last video, we saw how Pito is just the absolute demon that doesn't die even when she gets hit by a 50 cal. And with all their feats that we have went over, who in their right mind decided to put both these demons on the same team? And it's not like they're gonna be by themselves. We also are going in with the W duo Fuka and M. Now remember, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more anime content. Now, just like damn near every other anime, we get a recap of what happened in the last tournament, to where LLENN beat Pito by, biting her in the neck, but then them immediately getting third party. But after somewhat getting that recap of what happened in the last tournament, we see everybody pretty much going over their entire game plan. We cut to pretty much seeing all the teams that we saw previously in the tournament participating, with a couple of new faces. It's just the people that participated in like the last scene of the anime. We had the sniper chick that did not double tap Pito when she had the chance, and also the femboy that gave LLENN ammo, and everybody else more fodder for the slaughter. So with them pretty much waiting for the countdown to get onto the battlefield, they're going over strategies and shit like that, but they really do not know what's the theme of the tournament, because now for some reason when this whole demon squad gets put together, those developers got scared. They're like, okay, this tournament is gonna be like 3 seconds, so we gotta do something different to throw everybody off. So when they finally get spawned in, they look at the mini map, and the first thing that everybody sees is that there is something in the center of the map. And whether if they want to figure it out or not, they do not have a choice, because the zone is pushing them towards it. So they're gonna have to figure it out one way or another. But what they do know is that the next scan is about to go off, so they're getting in position to wait and see who is near them just so they can push their ass. But shit is not like how it was in the previous tournaments, because when they started to see these flares shoot up in the air, they automatically knew that everybody was going to team up against them. Because right before the tournament started, there was a person passing out like this mail to everybody, seeing if they wanted to team up against LLENN and her squad, because they knew they were the God Squad. They were stacked, and the only way that they were even going to be able to get close to even beating them was to team up against them. So after seeing exactly where they are on the map, they decided that they were just going to plan out an ambush to try to lead all of them out in the open. And who's best to get everybody's attention than LLENN, the fastest character in the game. So we're having the plan established. LLENN starts to just run straight ahead to draw everybody's fire so that they know where everybody's at. And as soon as she touched that courtyard, they started to light her up. But like I said in the beginning, most of these people are just fodder, because they are missing everything. Not a single bullet hit. They are trash. But LLENN was doing everything in her power to not get hit. She even started to wall run in the game. This is what I mean. How is this possible? Is this in the code that you can do this? Can anybody do this? Or is LLENN just making up shit? Keeping on the topic of straight up movement, when she was running down and she busted that left, she ended up getting flanked by 2 other people on a crossfire, and then she ends up just flipping in between the trains. But she cannot take a breather, because now they have snipers trained onto her. So with her continuing this entire run through the train yard, just ripping and running and dodging everybody's bullets, even at close range, she's looking like Chisato from Licorice Recoil. Or either that, or these people are just trash, like I said, because there's 4 people right here and none of y'all hit her? Yeah, nah, bro, put the controller down, take out the headset, and go to your 9 to 5. You fucking suck. But after somewhat getting out of dodge, Fuka ends up shooting a grenade in the air to signal where LLENN has to go next, and she runs all the way to her teammates. And when she got there, everything started to hit the fan because more squads started to team up against them. There's probably like 5 squads just walking them down at this current moment. And when they all got to where they are positioned, they started to light up that train cart. But they were not getting hit due to M's shield. So with them unloading their entire mags into that train cart, with them putting up the shields, they decided that it's about time for them to actually start to get to work and start dropping bodies. So while they were pushing up slowly to the train cart, one person ends up just getting dropped by LLENN. And then everybody started to just unload into the crowd of people. Now, you may be wondering, how the hell are they shooting out from the train car? Wouldn't they just be hitting the walls? Pito with that damn lightsaber ends up just cutting a goddamn bullet hole. They're holding a pixel peak like this is Rainbow Six and just proceeds to start dropping everybody. So after like a couple of seconds of just dropping every single squad, wiping off everybody, somebody decides that they wanted to try and launch a grenade inside and try to kill them. But with Fuka being quick with the calls and calls out that they're about to get bombarded by a grenade, Pito ends up picking up the shotgun and shooting it out the air. So with saving their lives, Fuka ends up just relining up everybody and dropping the mother load on them. There was about like 5 or so squads, and they all got wiped out. Exactly like what I said in the beginning. More fodder for the slaughter. Like, they couldn't do nothing. But with that fight being over, now they have to move because the zone is closing in, and they learned that the zone is actually water. You guys are gonna see why it's water later on. But while they were also fighting, they noticed that the next scan is gonna drop, and there's people just waiting for them to just get moving so then they can get the drop on them. They know that it's risky to take the fight head on, so they just decided to like take time to plan out what they are gonna do. Meanwhile, cutting to the people that are camping them out right now, we see that the fanboy from the last tournament is teaming up with them. This man's a whole ass traitor. I thought he was messing with LLENN. Bro, he's even giving them strategies and everything. You know, bro, you're gonna be put on this list, bro. You're gonna be put on the list exactly with them. Man, I'm sorry not to fuck with you for real. I thought we had something. I thought you were cool.
I thought you were bad!
So as soon as LLENN and everybody jumps out the train cart, they signal to everybody else that they are leaving the train cart to get ready for the ambush. Just for the fanboy to go behind their back, and betray the people that he just helped. See, I knew you were cool. I knew you had something. My man was playing double agent the entire time because he ends up TKing 2 more people. Yeah, bro, I knew it. Bro, I knew it. See, I knew you would have betrayed LLENN. You to go. Now, while he was just basking in the glory of him taking out 4 people, his random teammate that he had with him for some reason gets ripped through by the damn sniper rifle. And the person who shot that sniper was the freaking green haired chick from the last tournament who didn't double tap Pito. But hey, she got some explosive rounds on her now. She's going for the kills. So with losing the line of sight of everybody, she has to move in close. And this is where we get into the 1v1 with the fanboy and the sniper. This is like peak generational duels. Who's gonna end up on top? Would it be the sniper or the fan? Well then, ain't that some shit? So after the duel of the century, we see that everybody else is having like their own battles. Everybody's getting kills or getting killed throughout the entire map. While LLENN and her squad is pretty much inside the Jeep trying to move closer towards the middle of the zone. And with them being able to like sit down and like somewhat take a break from all that traveling, everybody in the lobby got a notification on their phone with some pretty alarming news. Everybody from each squad has to give up 1 teammate, and those 1 singular teammates will be on a whole brand new squad, and they have to go against their previous team. And guess who got selected on LLENN's team? Yup, you're right, the demon herself, Pito. Of course it's Pito. Why wouldn't it be Pito? But while everybody around the entire map is like discussing whether who goes and who doesn't, everybody decides to pick, and these like floating mini aircrafts comes down to pick everybody up to take them to the middle of the map, which we learned that it is a big ass yacht. Now with everybody landing on the yacht from the new squad, I'ma just call them Pito squad, they are all just going over their strengths and weaknesses. Well, some lack thereof. While they're going over that, everybody else has to run towards the middle of the map because the zone is closing in. Reaching the outskirts of the boat, everybody started to like realize that there are holes that they gotta make it into before the water gets them. So with Lynn and everybody else pretty much planning out how they're gonna get inside the yacht, they are also all on a time limit because that water is coming in fast. So with mapping out a plan, all hell starts to break loose. Because with Pito squad realizing that they have like entryways to get into the ships, Pito decides to just start running across with the lightsaber and blocking off their paths. And while she was doing that, everybody else is shooting at everybody. But amidst all the chaos, Lynn and her team ends up making it inside the ship. While inside the ship, another scan is about to go off in a matter of seconds. And with that scan going off, they just now learned that there's a whole other squad right next to them. With them getting the pre-fire and hitting Fuka. Fuka is not out yet. They are in an enclosed area with somebody with a grenade launcher. You tell me what happens next. So with having her get pushed through the hallway, she is about to take out Lynn, but she does not have any bullets, and she proceeds to use this man as a damn table, flip around him and start choking him out. And I shit you not, bro, like I swear, oh my god, bro, I just hate this man so much because you could have done anything in this situation. You could have done anything. You had so many options. You could have turned around and had Lynn fire at her while she's on your back, or you could have jumped your big body ass up and landed on her back with her on top of you. You know, sometimes it's good to yell at your screen because sometimes they may hear you. Hell, while we're at it, let's check up on Pito. Yep, that looks about right. After completely wiping out that squad, in typical Pito fashion, she betrays her whole entire squad, with first stabbing this guy in the head with the lightsaber and then proceeding to have this lightsaber duel with the previous guy. But like, unlike Pito, this guy has like 0 hours with the lightsaber, so yeah. So after obliterating him, here's where we get into the biggest reveal of this tournament, because this entire time with Pito being like, you know, transported to the freaking boat, we all thought that she was the one that got chosen to be on that squad, but in reality it was actually Lynn. Lynn is the traitor of the squad, so now it has to be Lynn versus everybody else. With hearing that information, Lynn is absolutely just pissed off right now. But before anybody can react, a flashbang comes from the other side of the room and just blows up in front of everybody. And we all know that it's just like the one guy, you know, the people from the other team. I forgot their name. But simply because they are actually on the same squad, that's the only reason why she is helping out Lynn right now. So with them pretty much being duoed up, now they have to win a 2v3. But it's almost like I've been saying this for the past 2 parts. It's not like she's been here before. Because after causing a commotion with these grenades, she ends up ISOing her previous duo, Fuka, in a 1v1 situation. With them exchanging shots, Fuka gets caught off guard and Lynn completely just mad dumps Fuka. With running out of ammo and thinking that Fuka died, she pops back up and pops another shot at LLENN. But LLENN ends up just perfect parrying the damn projectile. With taking this opportunity, Pito ends up just running and gunning her down until LLENN's duo decides to try to snipe Pito, and Pito just weaves the bullet. And while weaving, she lets off a couple of shots and they directly hit her. I do not know how the hell Pito be doing this shit, bro. Everybody in this game is unreal. While trying to heal up, of course, Fuka lines her up and lets off a grenade, and she proceeds to just jump off the balcony. With the explosion flipping her upside down, she pulls out her secondary and one-taps Fuka while falling. And now we get the rematch of the century. LLENN versus Pito. With Pito just mag dumping, trying to hit LLENN to try to finish this off, the boat ends up flipping and breaking in half like the Titanic. With it breaking, it throws off Pito's balance and she ends up falling but then catches herself. But guess who's there to meet her when she's climbing back up? LLENN herself proceeds to one-tap and spray her completely. But how many times do I got to say this? How many times do I have to scream this into the ether? You cannot kill Pito! Because she uses like the knives that she was carrying to catch her fall again, whip out the pistol and shoot at LLENN. With LLENN blocking one of the shots with her P90, she ends up dropping it into the sea. With Pito climbing back up to the ships, both of them do not have guns, so they end up doing a melee only fight. The only difference is LLENN has a regular knife and Pito has two lightsabers. LLENN made the smart play to just get the hell out of there because this is unfair. So we're running across the ship. While the ship is still sinking, they only have a limited amount of time before it fully submerges inside the water and both of them die. They decided to just have one final standoff to where LLENN throws the knife at Pito. She destroys it, but LLENN has another knife and cuts her arms clean off. While in the same motion, jumps in the air and stabs her in the chest. While being pinned down, Pito ends up just slicing off both of their legs for some reason. With LLENN trying to finish the job, she grabs the knife to try to push it in deeper, but Pito ends up just out-strengthening her. With running out of options, she has to use her head to think of something fast, and Daddy Chunk. I guess that works. With getting pushed away, Pito is at the edge of the ship and LLENN does the unthinkable and just pushes her straight off into the boat propeller. And with Pito being defeated, LLENN ends up winning her actual second tournament. This time, there's no gimmicks or anything like the last time. She actually wins! With the fire song that's playing in the background too. I really wish I could play it, bro. And with that concludes the entire tournament arc for GGO Online, with LLENN absolutely going on a generational run. And if you made it to the end of the video, you might as well just subscribe to my YouTube channel because we make videos like this all the time. And while you're down there, comment down below another anime that you will want me to talk about or go over just like this, and I'll make sure I will do it in the future. And also remember that we do have a community Discord that I'm trying to make more active, so if you guys would want to join that, the link is always in the description. But with that being said, there's no bell for today. Pack your bags. Class dismissed.